G'day everyone, you would have heard us talk previously about our Topargee water tank gauge, and with the new caravan coming we didn't hesitate to grab one for that, and it's just turned up in the mail. We'll have a look at what we've got. And these things are an absolute game changer when it comes to, got to put my glasses on, game changer when it comes to free camping. We reckon these have added 2 to 3 days to our camping time in a pre-camp, just because we can accurately look at exactly how much water we've used and what we've got left. So let's have a look. Okay, we've got the unit itself, more about that later, we'll have a look at it properly. But we went for the Bluetooth one because it's a little bit more convenient and it's a nice little gadget on the phone. We've got a pipe cutter, which isn't essential, but they certainly come in handy, and we'll see that used when we do the install. And just a couple of John Guest fittings to go either side of the tank reader, and we'll get on with the install. Okay, the time's come to fit our Topargee water tank gauge and flow meter into the caravan. So I've opened up the box. We've got the 2 John Guest fittings, and this is the inline sender unit that what I'll do in a minute is attach the John Guest fittings to either end of this. I just like to use a little bit of plumber's tape as well. It's probably not necessary, but just a little bit of added security for it. And that's the unit that will go in the van that will send the information to your smartphone to read the meter. All right, we fitted the John Guest fittings onto the end of the sender unit. Like I said, just a little bit of plumber's tape in there and nipped them up, not over tight, but tight enough to ensure we don't get any leaks. And you see there's an arrow on the sender unit that dictates the flow direction for the water. We'll get on to having a look at the van. All right, here we are at the side of the van, new Crusader caravan. In this particular model, they've mounted the 12-volt pump outside the van. As you can see, it sits just behind the wheel arch, tucked up under the chassis, and there is a metal surround that partially protects it all, and that's where the pump sits. So this is a little bit more of a tricky installation compared to ones that I've done previously with these water gauges, but we'll get there. Ideally, the flow meter needs to go on the pipe, which is the outlet from the pump. A little bit hard to see, but that blue pipe in there is the outlet, and as you can see there's a T-junction just a few millimeters from where it leaves the pump. So there's just simply not enough space without some significant replumbing, which I'm not in a position to do. So as an alternative, we can put the flow meter on the approach or the inlet to the pump, and that's what we'll do for this time. The only difference there is we also need to install a backflow stop valve prior to the flow meter, and we'll put that in the line as well. The red hose that you can see there is the inlet, but unfortunately that's also not long enough to place the sender unit in, given that we need about a 200mm either side of the sender unit before any elbows. So what I intend to do is take this section out from here to where it enters the pump, and I'll then make a new insert that'll come out from here, go up around the top somehow, and wrap all the way around the back and come back around and join in here and have the sender unit in there. So I'll get onto that and I'll give you a look at what's happening shortly. Okay, so we've made our piece to go in. It's going to look like a dog's breakfast at the moment. This was a real tricky install, nothing to do with the Topargee flow meter, all to do with the plumbing setup on our caravan. As you can see now though, we've got our inline stop valve here, and then we've created a new hose. It's all hanging loose at the moment, hence the term dog's breakfast. We come around here and we've got the flow meter in the line here, and then the line will come back around and head into the pump here. The sender unit is there, and we've got the cabling coming out of the sender unit and up through the floor there, where we've got to put the refrigerator drain hose back in and then seal it all up, and obviously clean all this up. But we'll go in and get the unit set up and get it working. We're inside the van. This is in the cavity under the fridge. You can see here that's the drain hose for the fridge that we'll put back into place shortly. This is our flow meter hose coming up through the floor. Cabling coming up through the floor. We'll come around here to the unit that will mount on the wall here shortly and clean it all up so that it doesn't look like the mess that it is at the moment. But let's get the thing working and make sure it's all going to happen. All right, so you come to your phone, you want to download an app called the eFlow app. You get into your app store, you open that up and let it do its thing. You'll see that it's come up the top there saying a new device. You click on that, and it comes preset to 100 litres at the moment, so we can go in to the menu list, water volume setting. We've got is litres. We've got in ours 190 litres, so we'll change that to 190 litres and say save, set successfully, yes, and that's really it. We'll show you in a minute. We'll turn some water on and let it run through and then check it again, but at the moment we've got 190 litres in the tank. Okay, so you can hear the pump going in the background. We've got a tap running, and we'll now just open up the flow meter again through the app, and you'll see now when it comes up in a second, scan again, and new device. Okay, you can see now we've dropped to 184 litres as it continues to flow. If I close that again and open it up while the tap's still running, it'll come up again, and we're down to 183 litres. So we're all working. Just a matter now of cleaning it all up and we're good to go. This is now back under the cavity below the fridge. The black tube you can see there is just the flex covering the wires heading to the Topargee unit. So it's sealed around the floor there, and then you come around and the unit's mounted on the wall there, all good to go. And this is the end result outside. The surround's back on, covering the pump up, and you can see the blue hose up here is what we've just put on. The white and black in the middle there is the sender unit for the water flow meter, and it's attached to the floor there and goes up inside the van.